The professional sewing business. Sew, live, love. Chapter 1, Part 1. Forward. I have been active in the sewing business for over 30 years, and I started almost after graduation from university at the end of the 1980s. My business path was very long and difficult, and I wanted to share it with you in detail in this course. I had ups and downs, although today I have achieved quite impressive results in both material and moral terms. Certainly, I have not yet achieved all my goals, and I keep on learning and working hard to move forward. Keep moving forward. The worst thing for me is to stop developing. I incredibly enjoy what I do, and I love my job. Every second letter from my students has questions somehow related to starting a business. Approximately 543,000 new businesses get started each month, according to Forbes. It is obvious that such a pleasant number makes people want to start their own business. Nonetheless, there is a statistic which is less exciting and less known. Only half of the businesses are successful by the 5th year in business. Source: the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Business Employment Dynamics. The statistic is scary, isn't it? And the best scenario for this situation is when the unlucky businessmen have lost only their savings and they have not borrowed money from the banks. After such a statistic, you might have a reasonable question. Why does one need this course? Here is my answer. My 30 years of experience in doing business in Russia and Israel, and please note that these are not the most favorable countries for doing business, made me write this course because I really want you to be in the 50% of successful businessmen. My course does not declare quit your job and start your business. I try to reveal all advantages and disadvantages of the sewing business so that you can decide for yourself if this business is right for you. I want you to think whether it is worth changing a well-paid job just to post a proud message in a social network about your new status of becoming a businesswoman. Besides, I really doubt that many people running their own business earn more, work less, or are happier than you are. Recently, one idea popped up to mind. If we sew fancy clothes, we need to live fancy. Just think about this expression, to live fancy. It contains so much, from material to spiritual joy, of work and life, happiness and love. That is why the second name of my course is Sew, Live, Love. Please carefully read my recommendations, and if you feel and see the business is your cup of tea, just go for it. Besides, I would like to apologize for some harshness in my statements about false views on the business, which are still present in the minds of some people. I did it intentionally, so that you could give it a second thought if you have the slightest doubt. In case you have already decided to go for it, you will be well informed and avoid all mistakes which a newcomer makes. Such mistakes are discussed a lot in this course. Please remember, the business is a very serious matter, and you cannot move forward with mistakes and careless attitude. The business is an enormous responsibility, and it is not only about your family, but also about the families of your employees. You should also remember about the responsibility to your customers. Nowadays, plenty of information about the business and the sewing business in particular is available on the internet. Much information is really interesting and useful, although a lot of information is disputable, false, and harmful. I have reviewed tons of information while working on the course, and I used the pieces which I considered to be important and useful. All data and information are in the public domain, so I have not violated any copyrights. I think one more additional point is very important. I believe that my course should not be limited to the wedding industry only. The sewing business is not only bridal salons, ateliers, or studios, but also retail stores of wedding clothing, everyday clothing, menswear, and children's clothes, as well as regular ateliers for sewing and altering, and sewing workshops for mass production. If you cannot compete in the wedding dressmaking, for instance, in your city or region, why don't you try as an owner of a ready-made clothing store or a sewing workshop? Therefore, I considered in detail the various sewing business types with the business plan examples and the potential profit of projects for both the big cities and the small towns. Those who have decided to start their own business and to devote life to the sewing business will go hand in hand with me a very long way. From working from your home to starting your own salon, the shop, the atelier, and the workshop. I start with the legal ownership, tell you about the required documents to set up your company, introduce the main types of taxation. It seems to me that in this course, I managed to provide answers to the majority of questions you are interested in. At the beginning of the course, I provide quite a bit of theory so that you can understand the fundamental terms of the modern business. Therefore, this course is made as a combination of an audiobook and a book in the PDF format. It will be much easier to comprehend the information this way. Before the start of the course, I would like to talk to you about why the people want to become entrepreneurs, the reasons to start a business.